It's incredible how much hidden truth is packed into just an hour and 15 minutes of this animated film. While watching it, I couldn't believe how explicitly the path to the soul's salvation was depicted. But remember what I said at the beginning. Fairy tales are encrypted truth that cannot be understood by people who are personas. For them, this is just some cartoon that even has 4.6 rating on IMDb. However, if we consider the symbolism that most people fail to see, the rating it would be given is a solid 10. Let's summarize and see how this journey can be used for your own healing, for freeing your soul from your persona. In the first scene, we learn the entire journey our heroes go through takes place within ourselves. In the second scene, we are introduced to the defense mechanisms of our psyche, the exiles and protectors. The exile is the soul, while the protectors are the managers and firefighters, who prevent the soul from returning to the system because it is unable to process the emotions present in the system at the moment. In the third scene, we see how the soul becomes enslaved due to suppressed and unhealed traumas, toxic programs and beliefs. The persona takes the soul's place, and we realize the conscious is the last thing the soul leaves to the ego to guide it toward liberation. In the fourth scene, we meet the cultivated ego and the logical mind, which is unable to see conscious or understand the cultivated ego. In the fifth scene, the ego enters the unknown world, its subconscious, and begins the healing process there. In the sixth scene, we learn about the rules of the lower astral, where the law of inversion applies, and we are introduced to corrupted inner guide, which is under the influence of low vibrational entities for now. In the seventh scene, we come to an explanation of parallel dimensions. Now we know these are two worlds that exist simultaneously in the same space, on the same planet but on different level of existence. The eighth scene describes incarnations or cycles of suffering that the soul goes through because it lacks secret knowledge and a cultivated ego to free it from the cycle of suffering. The ninth scene shows us how the logical mind deals with trauma. It is not capable of resolving it, but only temporarily reduces it through rationalizations. In the 10th scene, we are introduced to the values upheld by low vibrational beings like the reptilians of the lower astral. We see the short-term pleasures and entertainment are the top of their priority list. The 11th scene tells us about the path, astral projection, and the obstacles we must overcome to reach the soul and master these skills. Taming thoughts, emotions, and delta state of sleep where consciousness is lost, and the vibrational state. In the 12th scene, we learn how the false god, the so-called demiurge or the persona, is created. In the final 13th scene, we learn three things. First, we must organize our identities, the conflicting parts of ourselves that sabotage our daily functioning. Second, we must release the crystallized emotions stored in our bodies and nervous system, melt them or process them through the system. And third, we learn the secret of the number 3, 6 and 9, which are truth, love and wisdom. And that is the secret formula to defeating persona. When we have all three, we can cultivate something called the golden heart. This is, believe it or not, the path to the soul's liberation. Completely extraordinary. But now we come to the explanation of the number 4 that I owe you. The number 4 appears multiple times through this animated film, and the author constantly draws our attention to it. Every time a radical transition from one dimension to another, from one level of existence to another needs to happen, the number 4 appears. Thus the number 4 is the number of transformation, of change, because we have 4 seasons, symbolizing transformation. It also represents discipline or transformation through discipline. We have the 4 foxes Felix must outsmart, the 4 buttons on the Demen's portal that the tier passes to transition to Felix's dimension. Again, the 4 buttons the scientist pressed to move to another dimension. The 4 mice from the hat and the 4 creatures that suck Felix in with their snores. The persona is part of us and we all have one. To deconstruct the persona, we must first possess knowledge about it and understand how it functions. Without this, we cannot work on its deconstruction. When we talk about persona, we've said it has managers, firefighters, toxic programs and beliefs. The so-called cylinders, as described in this cartoon. All of these arise because we ignore our thoughts and emotions. which later crystallize and wait to be transformed. To deconstruct the persona, it is not necessary to study psychology for years, or attend therapy where you'll talk about your traumas. It's not necessary to view your emotional wounds from another perspective, or to seek explanations for why certain things happen to you. What is necessary is to experience the emotions you've been keeping hidden in the far corners of your subconscious, to relive the events you've avoided because they contain an overwhelming emotional charge that, at the time, you couldn't process. If you want to learn how to release your emotions, and in doing so allow parts of your soul to return to your system effortlessly, and without adding additional learning, I recommend you go through Soul Athlete experience. This experience has allowed me and thousands of others to dive into the deepest parts of our subconscious, process emotional charges we've been carrying since childhood, and release them in just 1 hour of going through the Soul Athlete experience. Take a look if you want to master your emotions and cultivate your ego and emotional intelligence. The link is in the description. If you think the Soul Athlete experience is too expensive, but are interested in the topics I cover on this channel, then subscribe to the channel and like the video. I plan to explore and interpret hidden truths, philosophies and psychology in many cartoons, anime, books, movies, games and series every week, because I think many truths are hidden in ancient stories. We just need to uncover them. This is my first video on the channel, and what I want from this channel is to bring value and entertainment to its subscribers. But not just that, I also aim to provide concrete steps for solving everyday problems that inherently carry heavy and toxic thoughts and emotions. The result of working on this is the cultivation of emotional intelligence through the Soul Athlete experience, and the relief that comes after releasing emotional clutter. Emotional intelligence is a superpower in today's world. Whoever masters their emotions will master every aspect of their life. In the next video, we'll explore metaphysics in a popular anime and how you can apply those metaphysical laws to better understand the world around you and feel relief. Can you guess which anime it is based on the silhouette? Write your guess in the comments. See you in the next video.